Okay, hodie, we're going to learn about possessive adjectives. And you can see them lined up below. You may have already seen these before if you, when you're studying chapter 12 vocab. But let's take a look at them in a little bit more detail. Start off with to you. My brother, Maius, so Maius, my brother, is similar to you. Tuum nomen amo. Also known as I love your name would be the translation there. Tuum nomen amo. And nostra casa es vuestra casa. Any guesses on this one? Our house is your house. All right, so there gives us a little similarities. We're taking a look at them. Maybe we're noticing some traits and how they agree with the word they possess, but more on that to come. Before we move any further, let's make sure we go back and remember our personal pronouns, because these are related to possessive adjectives, but critically what we're going to specify during this video is their difference. Okay, so to begin with though, how do we say I, you, we, y'all in Latin? Trying to retrieve this because we've done it recently for homework and in class. Pause the video if you need more time. Here they are, right? Ego, tu, nos, and vos. Now try to decline them de memoria, from memory. All right, pause the video if you want to actually do this, and I highly recommend it. It's a good chance to try and see. You can then go into your textbook and check your answers where the forms are written out in chapter 12. All right, let's take a look at them. Here they are. Ego mei mihi meme, tu tui tibi tete, nos nostrum nobis nos nobis, vos vestrum vobis vos vobis. Right, remember these I of me, right, to me, you of you to you, we of us to us, getting used to these pronouns, okay? So now that we've retrieved these, we're going to see how they differ from possessive adjectives, okay? That's going to be the goal. There you go. All right. So, to begin with, the farmer possesses a right hand. If I want to say this in English, right, I would say a simpler way, right? I would just say the farmer's right hand or the right hand of the farmer. And in Latin, if I want to do that, I just take the thing doing possession, farmer or of the farmer, right? In both cases, the farmer is doing the possession. I just put it into the genitive. So I took agricola and I made it genitive agricolae. So the farmer's right hand, right? Things get a little bit more complicated when we talk about I, you, we, and y'all, the pronouns rather than nouns, right? So if I want to say the right hand belongs to me and express it more succinctly, right? How am I going to say that? I don't think we say in English I's right hand or the right hand of me, right? We can't use the pronoun to express possession like that. We actually go and we use an entirely different word. My right hand, right? We have this new word my that essentially acts as an adjective in English. My right hand, right? It comes before the whatever noun it's describing. And just like that, right? Mea dextra is how we'd say it in Latin. We're going to use a new word. We're not going to use ego tui. We're not going to use ego mehi mihi meme. We're going to use a new word, meas a which is an adjective. Just keeping in mind now, right? We're not going to say, we don't say we's right hand, the right hand of us, we don't say, right? We say our right hands. Same thing in Latin. Oop, the one thing I should say here is it would actually be, because we're talking about multiple right hands, it would be nostrae dextrae. Okay? You can imagine, what if I wanted to say that you possess something, something that belongs to you? How would I say that more simply? The right hand that belongs to you, right? I wouldn't say you's right hand. I would say your right hand, like we saw right here, right? Your right hand, tua dextra. Okay? All right. So hopefully this is getting into your mind that similarity. In English, we don't use the personal pronoun to express possession. We use a new word like your, my, our. In Latin, the same thing is true. Okay? Let's take a look then at the one difference is that in Latin, right, in English we use your for both talking about one person or talking to a group of people. We'd use the same word. In Latin, we're going to use tuus and for one person, and we're going to use vester for two people. Vester, vestra, vestrum. Okay? So just like we have tu and vos for personal pronouns, they're each going to have their own possessive adjective. Okay. Now let's look at their declensions. The declensions are awesome. They're nothing new, right? It's just like bonus, bona, bonum. We have the masculine endings here, also known as 2-1-2 adjectives, right? Because we have the masculine second declension endings. We have the feminine endings, which are reminiscent of, are exactly the same as the first declension. And then we have the second declension neuter endings, which are exactly the same as the second declension neuter. And that's why we call them 2-1-2. 2-1-2. And so and this is going to be the endings for every possessive adjective. So both mermeus, tuus, noster, and vester. Just to give you a sense of noster, the one tricky new thing is that noster is like pulcher, and that it drops the E from the stem. So noster, nostra, nostrum, all the other forms drop that E. And this is how we say our in Latin, right? Noster. Okay, so let's just jump into some practice now. I'll give you some words. Some of this vocab is from recent chapters. You should know them all. If you need to look them up, you should. But try and do this on your own, all right? Pause the video and try and write these down in your notebook, keeping in mind how these adjectives work, possessive adjectives work, and then we'll go over them together, all right? Pause the video, and I'm going to move on. All right, so here are the answers. So I want to say our names, just like if I was trying to just say the good names. I'm going to start with names and say, all right, that there's no context. I'm going to say it's neuter. I'm going to say it's a nominative, and I know that gender is always going to be neuter. It's plural. So I put in nomina, that A ending, neuter, plural, nominative. And I know that I'm going to have to make noster agree in gender. This is number, gender, number, right? This is neuter, plural, A ending, and case. And this is the nominative, neuter, plural ending. So they agree in gender, number, and case. It's nostra nomina. My mother. Notice mea mater. And the trick about this one is you want to remember that the gender for mea doesn't depend on what your gender is, right? I would say mea mater, and Natasha, Omnis, Felicitia, or Gracia would also say mea mater. It's not based on the gender of the person who's possessing. The reason why mea is feminine is because the word mater is feminine. Because mea is just like any other adjective. It has to agree in gender, number, case. And that can be a little bit confusing. So make sure you tuck that away in your brain. Similarly, with your weapons, I choose tuis versus vestris, not because of the number of the word you're describing, right? This is plural in both cases, but I can describe it with either tuis or vestris, because whether I use tuis or vestris refers to whether or not I'm talking to one person or more than one person, not to the number of things being possessed. Okay? Both of these a singular person can possess multiple weapons, right, or multiple books, and a group of people could possess one book. They could share it, right? So the key is that you make sure that you make you just make sure that in all these cases, these possessive adjectives agree with whatever they're possessing in gender, number, case. All right, well, some more time to grapple with these ideas. I suggest both your homework exercises that you have will ask you to do some of this. But if you want even more practice, there's a number of great examples on exercise 5 of your textbook, page 199. All right, hope this was helpful. Have a great rest of your weekend.